So I'm gonna give you the news here. So this is coming from Slash Film. So I'd say when we always rank scoopers and whatnot, this is probably like a B plus tier. So not a B tier, but not A plus tier or not A tier. They're not like a Hollywood Report or whatnot. But so it's come out. They haven't. No one's confirmed it yet. But there's a rumor going around that, and it's reported by multiple sources, according to this person, that Rosario Dawson has been cast as Ahsoka Tana. There you go. I always add that A in there. Not in Clone Wars. She's that's already filmed in The Mandalorian season 2. So Taylor, I'm gonna get your first impressions. What do you think about the casting? What do you think about Ahsoka coming to live action? And what do you think about her placement in Mandalorian season 2? And if that's the right place to put her for live action?
Uh, yeah, I think personally, I think it's ideal. I think it's something that I think it's what fans have wanted for a long time because especially because there was a rumor that went around with Rosario, Miss Dawson was like rumored to be rumored to be or not rumored but like the people were like pairing her up and saying this would be like a great fit and like all of a sudden now here it is. And I think she even expressed interest in the character too a long time ago. So
Mm-hmm.
like if this is turns out to be true, like I'm 100% on board for it. I think that's awesome. Um, I'm happy, and I think that her appearing in the season 2 of The Mandalorian is definitely ideal. I think it's almost like a must to be honest, because depending on whether or not we get like season 2 or not season 2, but like this next series of Rebels that continues that story, I think there's so much time where Ahsoka is going off on her own journey with what was her name? Sabine Wren, I
Mm-hmm.
think, from Rebels, and they go off to go and hunt and find Ezra. So it wouldn't be surprising, to see her doing some more stuff post Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, so I'm excited by the news for many reasons. One, yeah, you're right. I don't think it was like rumors, but it was a lot of like fan casting and a lot of like, wouldn't this be perfect and blah, blah, blah. She has a similar look, and yeah, she did express interest. But to me, like when an actor or an actress expresses interest, that doesn't mean too much because it's just like, oh, somebody is wanting to be in a very popular franchise and get paid a lot of money. So it's like that's never like to me. It's like, oh, this means something. So I'm honestly quite surprised by it. I am happy with it. I'm the guy that always says canon doesn't matter, and I think this at least gets it a bit more into the light, and hopefully, it is still a TV show, but hopefully her popularity or whatnot, or her being in the show, people would like people the higher ups would go, oh, maybe people are fine with canon and whatnot, etc. Like are fine with maybe not having to be in the movie. They'll know this character. Who knows what her arc is in Mandalorian season 2? But I think it's a good idea. It's not the movie, so I'm still waiting for them to say, "Hey, we have Ahsoka Tano. She's in Ahsoka Tano. She's in the movies. You have to follow this." But TV show, they are doing big things with it. So I think this is them dipping their Darth Maul and Solo is them dipping their toes with it, but clearly that didn't end up working for them with Solo and everything, so they didn't get to experience further. So I'm always down for more can and whatnot. I always say can doesn't matter just because I feel like they don't treat it like it matters. There's lots of characters and whatnot that are not around, not really mentioned, and they're made to be like, oh, this was a big deal. But in the movies and now with the TV show, it's like, it doesn't really matter that much. But we got a hint of that with the dark saber last season. So I guess this is that lightsaber fight that has been hinted at by a few people, eh? You would imagine?
I would think so. I think we're gonna probably like. I would be down to get live action Ahsoka thrown into the mix with God, I'm trying to remember what was his name?
Was
Moff
it Cat
Gideon.
Moff Gideon? Yeah.
Yeah, Moff Gideon rocking the dark saber, or if we get God, I don't even know, but just to understand and think about how Ahsoka could be like the future caretaker for the child, just Baby Yoda, just gives me goosebumps. I think that would be so good because Ahsoka has such a good defining idea and sense of the Jedi, which is why she left, because she has like a good heightened belief of what they should be and what embodies the Jedi Order. So I think she'd be the perfect mentor to take on an apprentice in the sense of like Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I didn't think about her and the Baby Yoda connection. That's actually intriguing because that could be how they write them off as far as they go on their own adventures, and maybe, hell, maybe they go off and well, there's two things. One, they could go off, and I think Baby Yoda and Ahsoka as a show could work, right? Like her as a master and an apprentice. But even then, if Baby Yoda doesn't go with Ahsoka, this could be a really good backdoor plot pilot to a live action Ahsoka show.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like as far as it goes for like Jedi around in this time period, at this point in time, I really do think Luke was the only Jedi, off of my knowledge in canon, aside from Ahsoka, who obviously wasn't a Jedi but was a Force user doing her own thing. So I like the idea of, there's no one else around, and they don't want to touch Luke because Luke's doing his own thing. So I mean, it makes sense because we need to have a Jedi wielding lightsaber figure in this show at some point. And the Mandalorian with the, I think it was more like a foreshadow. When the welder, she was basically telling him like, oh, you're gonna have to go out there and find his people
Yeah.
and find these Jedi, and he's like hesitant on it. So I think it just makes sense to throw Ahsoka into the mix and just what's gonna happen. Because I think if they give Baby Yoda to Ahsoka, then we know that Baby Yoda is safe and isn't going off with Luke and getting killed by Kylo Ren.
Yeah, that's true, but we don't know if he's safe because Ahsoka's confirmed dead, though, right? As much as Filoni wants to share her and Gandalf photos, no, they can't take that back. They can't say, oh, she was alive after she like force spoke to Rey, because again, through all the events of Rise of Skywalker, that trilogy, where the fuck is she then, right? So,
well, that's just it. We just need more information, because I mean, technically, we don't know it. She's confirmed dead. We're assuming because she did a Force voice, but I mean, there could be any explanation for that. She could have went off to some Force base or something, Force Jedi temple, and been speaking to the Force. Who knows? So
fuck Ahsoka
we just need more information kind of spread around.
Yeah, and then as far as the casting, I'm a big fan. You can check out my reviews with Dylan. We haven't done Daredevil season 1, but Daredevil season 2 and Luke Cage, and she was in all those shows. She's great. She's a fantastic actress, and everything she does, whether it's Zombieland and the Kevin Smith movies, I think she's like, it is good when you get people like, oh, she looks like the character, but you also want someone that can act, right? Like, there's so many people like, yeah, Tom Hardy is a shorter guy, and I loved how he played Bane, and that's the way it worked. But if you wouldn't have got a bodybuilder to play Bane, you wouldn't have got the same performance that Tom Hardy gave, right? So look is only so much. It's the same thing when people first complain about Hugh Jackman. He's too tall for Wolverine, and now no one gives a shit about that. So it's like, to me, the fact that she looks like kind of Ahsoka, when you've seen the fan art or whatnot, is just a bonus. I just want a great actress. Doesn't matter who it was, if it's a big name, a middle name, a no name. And I know some people are maybe bummed that the voice actress isn't doing that, but that's a rare case, right? We've never really seen that in Star Wars, like a voice actor or actress doing the voice carrying over to that, because Forrest Whitaker took over, and Ray Park never did the voice. Like, he did the action, but I get why some people might be disappointed. But it's I think if you were expecting the voice actress to be her, I think that was a mistake in my opinion.
But in that sense, you never know. I mean, they could go ahead and do that. Like with Solo, they had Ray Park act, and what's his pickle? Sam Witwer voice.
True,
it, right?
yeah, you're right. I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
And since Ahsoka is more or less like a lot of makeup and like costume, it might be easier for them to pull it off.
Yeah, so yeah, that's very exciting. I hope it's true. It's not confirmed, but it's running by like some good sources, like people that like have good track records and whatnot. So hopefully it is true. I think Ahsoka, and I think Taylor made a lot of good points there. I think Ahsoka could be a really nice nugget at Mandalorian. Mandalorian already, I think, has a lot of hype. Yeah, there's some people that don't love it entirely, but I think for the most part, it delivered. Like I said, it kind of hit like, I don't think it was a home run, but it got a run on the baseball field. It was considered a win, especially after Rise of Skywalker, which is like Last Jedi all over again. It's very in the middle, right? It's mixed, where most people, I think, at least like The Mandalorian. So I think that's a win for them. I think adding Ahsoka is a good thing because you get the can junkies in there, and yeah, I think it opens up interesting story aspects, and I do hope it maybe leads to seeing her more. I hope it leads to more canon stuff, so that gets me more excited for Mandalorian season 2. I hope, who knows, because those other Disney Plus shows like WandaVision and Falcon and Loki, they all had to stop shooting, and Mandalorian finished shooting, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So I do wonder in the next 6 months, like let's say, we try not to talk about, we always try and have fun time here, but let's say lots of these virus shutdowns and whatnot, it's going to go on quite a bit longer. And let's say it goes on to the point where Falcon Winter Soldier, which is supposed to come out in August, can't shoot or can't anything. If Mandalorian is done and ready to go, I could see a lot of swapping of release dates. Do you think?
I think so. They're gonna have to play their cards pretty close to their chest as far as what's gonna happen. I mean, I don't think this has ever really happened. I mean, ever. So this is just, it's huge.
Yeah, not to this extent in like the entertainment landscape. And we're going to talk about more on the newscast because like stuff like Onward is going to Disney Plus in a few weeks. There's rumors about Wonder Woman being streamed. So if you're interested in that conversation, check out our newscast. That's going to drop. The other thing we don't know for sure, we're going to be testing it out, but if you're a Call of Duty Warzone, we're trying to Sunday night. We're going to try and have some fun with the fans. We're going to try to do a YouTube stream. We don't know how long we might start. We don't have a confirmed time, but maybe like 7-ish, like what would it be, Pacific, and we're gonna try and stream. It'll be me, Dylan, and Taylor. There's gonna be more details on that in the newscast, so check that out. But and Taylor, you got something to pimp out that you just dropped?
Yeah. So if you're a big fan of zombies and being isolated right now,
I don't know if people are a big fan of it right now.
yeah, probably not. Go check out my review for Kingdom Season 2. It covers a little bit of Season 1 in there as well, but it's a spoilers clash review, so check it out. It's very, very good.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Clone Wars Season 7, Gone with a Trace. We're talking about Episode 5 here. After leaving the Jedi Order, Ahsoka Tano finds herself in the underworld of Coruscant, where she meets an aspiring pilot, Trace Martez, enlisted by Trace's sister Rava to help build a dangerous droid. Ahsoka opts to keep her Jedi pass secret. And you know what sucks, ladies and gentlemen, because we're talking about this Skype and remote casting. The first time I did that read, I legitimately, and I have no proof. Actually, I do have proof. Maybe I'll put it in the episode. I did a flawless reading, and it's gone now. Not in this type of timeline. So, Taylor, what do you think about this episode?
I was trying to scare you and make you think I was disconnected again.
You son of a bitch. All I see is this stupid Lego man from Lego Movie with no talking. I'm just like, oh my goodness. So, what do you think about this episode?
Yeah, this episode, I quite enjoyed it. It just felt like a good, like, simple back to our roots Clone Wars episode. It felt like, just Ahsoka just had some action in there and just story and just what is she up to? I liked how we got like the flashback scene of like her leaving the temple and all that stuff, and just how things have changed and she looks much older now. I don't feel like this episode is directly right after the events of that one. It just feels like, okay, a lot of time has passed, probably like a year, maybe even, you could say, and it's just things have gotten a little different for her and she's adjusting to this new life. So really, really cool.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it's probably been some time past. Yeah, I thought this was I could say a perfect episode. I don't think it would rank up there with some of my favorite episodes. I don't think it would be a top 10, but just perfect as far as I had no complaints. It was a good setup episode, but it also just felt like it was its own one-off episode. Like, I think we're going to get, obviously we're getting more of the Ahsoka, but we're going to get just more. I think with these two characters, you think the sisters or no?
I think we'll get more. I'm pretty confident we do. Otherwise, why would they introduce them on this large of a scale, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I think it was a good setup. But these are the perfect setups where it doesn't just feel like a bunch of filler. Like, some stuff happens, you got some action there, you got some intrigue. I knew at the end, like right at the we'll wait till spoilers. But I think they did a really good job of this being a setup episode. But you could honestly just watch this as a standalone episode. I think if you like Ahsoka, you really like this. And I think this is cool to see her doing the Obi-Wan, Luke, Yoda thing, but it's in a much different way. She's gone out of the Jedi, but it's like she's not being a hermit. She's not hiding. She's trying to get away and make somewhat of a life or do something, but it's not it's not in those ways. And obviously she's a very different character, so it's good to see that it's not the same way. And we kind of, obviously with Rebels, we know she's bouncing around, but this is just immediately after, right? So I was always wondering, is she going to be really hiding? Is she going to be, she's out in the open and she's hiding her past, but still, like, she is putting herself out there. And by the end of this episode, she really puts herself out there. So, yeah, I really enjoy this episode. High rankings for me. And I prefer these episodes more. I really liked that one episode, The Bad Batch, in the middle, but the rest of them I all enjoyed, but it was like a lot of action. I like the story more. I like seeing her adventure. I like seeing her just having quiet moments with was Rava the good sister, or was it Trey's that was the good sister?
I think it was Rava that was the good sister.
Yeah, and I liked their moments. I liked their dynamics, and I actually liked those two characters, which is good because that happens in Clone Wars a lot, where you get introduced to somebody and they're just annoying. So I think they did a good job, and yeah, I enjoyed this episode. We can talk about spoilers now if you're ready.
I am ready.
Where do you want to start off?
I guess just like her kind of journey, this part where she's like, obviously she's got like a broken down speeder, and it's not like her luck is like really down in the dumps for her, but she's just trying to like make I don't even know, because like we didn't get a sense of like what is her objective. I guess she's just trying to survive, but it didn't seem like she was scraping the bottom of the barrel. It seemed like she was just I don't know, having trouble. And I like that, it should really showcase that she's not rich anymore. Being the Jedi Temple, it was highty tighty,
Mm-hmm.
high class, all that stuff. And in this sense, it's just like you get to see like, okay, the people, more of their perspective, like of the Jedi, and she's trying to like make her case and defend the Jedi a little bit, but it's they're not wrong, and I feel like she's gonna have more of a view of what the Jedi are dealing with these people.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree that there is some fun as far as we don't know what's going on. We don't know where she's going. We don't. She might not even know, and that's the fun thing too. She might. I don't know if she really has a plan. She's just kind of going out there, seeing the world. But maybe she has a plan. Maybe she has an objective. But I don't think that's it. I think she's just trying to get day by day, and I think she's just trying to get as far as she can till she kind of has a plan or something like that. I don't think she's thinking too far along, but not in a stupid way. But I do like seeing her, like I was talking about with the Luke and Yoda thing. We don't see that portion, right? We just see the time when they've left, even Obi-Wan. And that's why I'm always interested in the Obi-Wan shows, because Obi-Wan, last time we see him, he's at Tatooine. The next time he's an old hermit in a shack somewhere, right? Yoda, we see him in Revenge of the Sith, and then we see him on Dagobah, crazy, acting crazy. Same thing with Luke, right? We always get these big, gigantic leaps, and we never get to see that in between portion. And obviously, as of right now, we know Ahsoka's not going to end up as some hermit that's like a recluse, but even then, it is a similar journey of leaving something because they don't agree with it or because they're in danger. And I like seeing all her little adventures. And like I said, I think maybe we'll be revealed. I don't think so. I think we'll kind of get I think something in these episodes will point her a direction, or she. Yeah, I just don't think she has a goal right now. I don't think she will. So whether it's something she discovers and she goes that way, or something she's brought into, because obviously we know she's gonna fight Maul, and that's the thing. Does she go to Maul, or does Maul come to her?
It's hard to say because she gets kind of caught up with the Mandalorians. We know at some point, and I don't know what story arc that is. Like what, it depends how much they're going to cover in this story arc alone. I mean, it's just there's a lot still left to cover. I feel in this season. I feel like there's not enough time.
No.
But I mean, there's 7 more episodes to go, so. I'm not sure because I do feel like this is gonna bridge and we're gonna have Ahsoka connect with Anakin and Obi-Wan again at some point.
Really, you think they're gonna meet up?
Yeah, just based on the trailers, when it shows the hologram of Ahsoka and the Mandalorians, like trying to talk to Anakin and Obi-Wan. So
Yeah, I guess because my worry, like I've said a few times, is I wonder how much Obi-Wan's actually in the show, and I just feel like because I've not gotten that part in Rebels, but I feel like they made such a big deal of Ahsoka and Vader fighting, right, and him getting the helmet knocked off and him seeing her, and I felt that maybe they were trying to insinuate that that was the first time they had seen each other since.
oh yeah.
And is there anything in canon that would dispute that as of right now?
Right now, well, we know that Anakin does in the season give her 2 lightsabers back, remember? In the trailer.
Yeah, so I guess they disputed that themselves, really. So yeah, I guess you're right. So they will have to link up. Like I said, I want Obi-Wan to be around just because I like Obi-Wan. He's an important character, and so far lately, he's kind of had the shelf. He hasn't been on any episode. Like he's been there, but he's just been around. The most biggest thing we got him was that that Padme Anakin scene. So I want at least one episode, especially with Maul. You would think he's gonna have some sort of dynamic with him, right?
Yeah, you would think so. He's just at this point, yeah, he's just poking Anakin's fire.
Oh God, I don't know if I want to have that image in my head. Let's see here. What else? Anything else you want to talk about? What do you feel about the 2 sisters?
Uh, 2 sisters. They were unique. Like I wasn't sure how I felt about the younger one who was like trying to be super friendly and help Ahsoka out because she seemed like really pushy about trying to help her out and it didn't make much sense. But I like where she was coming from. She was just a good down to earth kind of person, and her older sister is just
Scum of the
she
earth. Well,
reminds me
almost
of
scum
like
of the earth.
Corella. She reminds me of Cruella DeVille kind of for some
Mhm.
reason. I don't know why, but she's like shady, trying to like scoot by on a job and screw people over kind of thing, and she doesn't have much high regard for Ahsoka, which I kind of get a kick out of that.
Mhm.
But at the same time, like I like how this journey of her trying to suppress the Force kind of and her abilities, she broke that and she did it to save the one sister, and that I like that little Twilight kid that spotted her do it.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I was almost worried it was gonna be that guy from the Mandalorian, the brother, not the kid, the when the guy walks up, because he was walking up and he looked like he had a tank top on and he was very blue, and I was like, oh no, please don't work him into the series
Oh
somehow.
no! What is that guy? Yikes!
Yeah, I don't want that. So, yeah, I don't think I have too much to say other than I kind of knew uh she was gonna get what the was gonna use the force. It was very similar to Baby Yoda the way it was kind of laid out as far as okay, and I actually really quite liked the robot scene. I thought the action was really good. It was fun. It was creative. Run through the city, destroying everything, and then I knew that okay, robot is after the one of the sisters. They're falling. Ahsoka catches it and it's falling. I go, oh, she's gonna use the force here, and then they like sneak, like they like try to trick you as far as like no, Ahsoka gets out of it and pulls like a Jurassic World or Jurassic Park when they're getting the car and they hook it up to the building and she's pressing the button to pull it up and it didn't work, and that's where it's starting to feel like oh, okay, she's gonna use force, and she obviously did, so that secret's out. Obviously I think you'll get more backstory in the next few episodes about like why she left or how she's feeling at this point, if she's regretting it, if she's not, but I think that was the right amount of tease, and I like seeing her be a non-Jedi for a while or not using the powers, but now she's using them, and I think obviously she's going to use them big time when Maul comes into play, but yeah, I thought that was all done really well.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree.
Anything else?
I'm trying to think.
I think it was a pretty basic episode, but
yeah, it was. I mean, it was basic. I mean, there wasn't anything like, super granular. It was super cool to see Ahsoka come back, and we had moments that were like reminiscent of when Luke was on Tatooine looking up, you know, at the twin suns. There's that moment Ahsoka had where she was kind of gazing up at the ship taking off, and then I think even the same score kind of cued in there a little bit.
yeah, oh, it definitely did, like the Force theme in a way. So that was a nice little touch. And then
Yeah.
it cut off like right when the powers were done. It was this big battle. It was just hinting like, oh yeah, she's something greater, and then it stopped. So
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, overall like I enjoyed that, and I enjoyed like the brief bit of like action that she had, and the girl sister was like, "Oh, where'd you learn to fight like that?" And she's like, "Oh, my brother taught me." Which I like that they threw that in there cuz people love to insinuate Anakin and Ahsoka's like having a relationship, which is really weird. So I'm glad that they like threw that in there like, "Oh no, brotherly, sisterly, you know, friendship."
yeah. What would you give this episode?
Oh, I would give this episode probably. Yeah, I would give it 2 thumbs up. I don't like. It's not that I didn't like it. I enjoyed it. It was a good, humble, you know, back to our roots kind of Clone Wars episode, and it just has me excited for what's to come.
Yeah, I am too. I think, like you said, I am a tad worried with the number of episodes. I know people are like, oh, 7, that's still a lot, because that's like, what, that's, well, it is a lot, but it's still just an hour and a half, a little less than, like, well, I guess I'll round up to an hour and a half because they're usually 22 or 23-minute episodes. So I feel that you know, wanting another season, that's not going to happen because it's the final season. But I am interested. You could ask me in a few weeks, though, because the only reason I say I worry it's not enough, because sometimes Clone Wars, they like to like kick rocks and pedal around. And I felt like same thing with the Bad Batch episodes. There's one that could have been shortened into 2 pretty much, and I don't want that to be the case here. So that's why I worry. But yeah, I would give it 2 thumbs up. Same way, it isn't in the sense where I think it's like one of the best all time episodes. I just think it was a really solid kind of like mini adventure episode, and I didn't have any negatives. There's nothing where oh that was dumb or that didn't make sense. Even times where I'm like, oh, it's supposed to be a kid's show, or they're saying oh it's adulty but then it acts really kiddie, or vice versa. It didn't really have that, so I don't have any cons, anything like that. So that's why I gotta rock the 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so you guys can find us. Taylor, where can they find us?
Yeah, you can find us with your internet connection in the search bar, ladies and gentlemen. Geek for Space podcast. Find tons of stuff there. Yeah, and just like I said earlier, check out our Facebook and lots of fun stuff. Geekforce.ca.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, as you can know, if you want any updates on our scheduling, what's coming up, just go to the podcast I did not too long ago. It's in the feed. You get updates. But yeah, just YouTube, all the audio. Let's see, we're so many places now, Taylor. We're on Spreaker, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple. But that's where the best thing is. Go down in the description or go to geekfirst.ca or Twitter or Facebook to follow up with casts that are happening. But if not, just go down the description below and everything's there. So we hope you support and you subscribe and like, because we got lots of good stuff. Yeah, we got some issues to figure out here. We're gonna, fine tune the Skype casting and whatnot, so or the remote casting. So we'll get there at some point. But until then, we're gonna try and give you the best quality and the best quantity and all that good stuff. So anything to say, Taylor?
Nope, that is everything.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a great rest of the week, and may the force be with you.
Always.